So today we're going to talk about how to save on paper towels. I use about 6 rolls of paper towels, give or take a year. I don't use that many. That's including cleaning my bathrooms with paper towels. We use paper towels for cat barf, for cleaning the bathrooms, for cleaning the windows, and that's about all I use paper towels for. Mom probably uses 1 roll a year or every 2 years, but she's by herself and we have 7 people. So I use about a roll of paper towels every 2 months. Now, some things we don't use paper towels for. We don't use them to dry our hands, ever. We don't use them to wipe up spills, ever. We don't use them to clean up things like dirty pans,
or if there's a wet spot, just of water.
Or just a wet spot. We don't ever use paper towels for any of that stuff. We only use towels and rags for those kinds of things. So today we're going to show you how to cut up, first of all, how to cut up a t-shirt into a rag, because t-shirts are one of the best rags available. And we really love it because they're disposable. You can throw them away. People have this notion that if you have a rag, you have to wash it. You don't have to wash it. What we do is we wash rags that are things for like dusting, or if I'm wiping up a spill or something like that. But if it's
like
grease,
the water spill that we were talking about that we wipe up, that's not gooey. It doesn't have grease in it. It's not going to get the other clothes dirty if you wash them in with it, that type of thing.
But if I have like a candle spill and it's still warm, I'll wipe the wax up with a rag and I'll throw it away.
Yeah.
If my son dumps some grease while he's working on the car, we'll wipe it up with a rag. I keep rags.
Cat barf, you wipe up and throw them away.
Throw it in the trash. I keep a load of rags in my laundry room and a load of rags in the garage, both. Because in the laundry room, my laundry room is right next to my kitchen, and that's where the majority of the nasty spills happen. I also keep some large bath towels in my laundry room so that if the washer decides to leak water everywhere, I can just grab the towels really quick. The other day, our dishwasher decided to leak water everywhere. I ran in, grabbed the towels, got it sopped up really quick. So I try to keep big towels around major water sources in case we have a problem.
I keep rags in my bathroom because you use paper towels, but I use rags to clean my toilet area, and then I just throw those away like that. So I keep a small pile in my bathroom for doing that, and I keep a pile of rags in my bathroom to polish and dry off the faucets when I get done. And those I just reuse because they just have water on them, so I just reuse them over and over again.
And I used to use rags to clean my toilet and stuff, but then the kids start getting bigger and it was just easier for them to use paper towels, so that's what we did. But we did make our own homemade disinfecting wipes, and I'll put a link in the bottom down here to our recipe to that. It's like our top 2 or 3 recipes on our website. Everybody loves our homemade disinfecting wipes, and this is the kind of rag that I use for that recipe. So I'm going to have Mom show you real quick how to cut up a t-shirt, because there's a specific way to cut it. And what you want to do is you want to start with the arms and get the arms cut first. And get those cut
why
off.
we do it this way, we get different size rags.
Yeah.
We need rags for different sizes. Sometimes I'll even take the arms and cut these in 2.
That's the way I do it. This is my bathroom cleaning size rag.
Yeah, so that way I get 4 rags out of 1 t-shirt of just the arms alone. And then I will take, and usually it just depends what I'm using it for. Now if I'm using it for a swiffler rag, I will just, on my swiffler, then I just cut a size about this big. I don't have it measured, but I have usually eyeball it about. And then I'll go down. You adjust the rags for the size that you're gonna, if you don't have a swiffler, you don't need them this size. Although this size is really handy because it's, I don't know, it's just a good size to use for all kinds of different things.
So this is 2 more rags here. This isn't just 1.
I wouldn't throw this little piece away because I would use this for dusting then. This is just a nice small little size for dusting. Probably the only little piece that I would throw away is this little neck piece.
And even this
And
you could cut and make ties.
I was going to say, and I even, if I'm short of them, I'll make a tie.
So we'll even use this piece for a tie. You can either cut it and tie around something, or you can use it like a great big rubber band, where you could just tie it around if you needed to put a couple of things together. So even that doesn't have to be wasted, but this is about the only part that we would throw away if we needed to. So. And
then something like this, that's way too big to use. You need hand size that will fit in your hand comfortably is pretty much the idea. Now you can leave, I would probably cut this into even smaller sizes, but every once in a while if the guys need rags to do big oil stains out in the garage or something like that, you could just cut this here in two down the sides and use them like that. You know, you just, like I said, adjust them to what your needs are. My dad works in the garage all the time, so my mom has to cut them a certain size for him using them in the garage to clean things. So then, and like I say, now I could go down even farther and cut these even in half again, and then cut them in half again. And if I'm desperate for this size, I could do half again. So you just keep cutting them down to, and look at, I didn't cut them perfect. You know, I didn't worry about that.
So I just counted, and we got 10 really good sized rags for free from my son's ripped t-shirt. So I go through between my kids and my husband, we probably go through 5 or 10 t-shirts a year at least. So I have a pretty good stack of t-shirts that I can use. That's why we throw them away, because it's not that big of a deal. Ask your neighbors, if you have neighbors with kids and stuff, you know, you can get them from them.
And sometimes thrift stores have bags of them for like $1 if you're really desperate, you know, and that's still cheaper than buying paper towels.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot cheaper. So I'm going to go through a couple of the rags that I keep on hand, just so you can see what they are and what I use them for. First of all, this isn't dark enough. I couldn't find it. We had to use it, but I keep a very dark green rag. So like a dark black, dark red, dark green. I keep one specifically for blood. When the kids whack open their head, I have a specific spot that I keep it in my rag drawer, and I go and grab that to put it on the wound as we're headed to the hospital. Why I do that is because if you put it on a dark colored rag, then the kids can't see how bad the blood actually is. So they're not screaming quite as bad when they're not seeing huge, you know, gushes of blood.
We do this often.
Yeah, I've had to do it a couple of times. So first of all, I always keep a dark colored rag on top, easy to access. But I always keep hand towels. These are really good for more car messes. These are good for mopping up the floor, that kind of thing in the kitchen. Then regular wash rags. Now this is one of my better ones, but when they get to be worn out, I keep the wash rags for rags, and then I'll use them 2 or 3 more times and I'll throw them away. So you can move them down from a wash rag to a rag when you're done with them.
And one thing too, terry cloth. These aren't good to cut because they leave fuzz, a lot of lint and fuzz when you try to cut them. You can sew them if you want, you know, and then but it's not really worth it. You're not saving that much time and energy. So watch your fabric. T-shirts you can cut all you want, but terry cloth you really shouldn't cut them up.
I mean, it won't hurt anything, but it just kind of makes a mess.
All over.
Then of course the good old diaper. This is probably the best rag ever, and these are actual cloth diapers from my kids from, well, now 18 years ago. And
these are great for in the bathroom to shine your faucets up and to, because they're so absorbent. I do these for the windows. I use these on my windows too.
Yeah, and these are a really good size for cleaning rags. These are the best cleaning rags, as old diapers.
Best of anything.
Then I have dish towels that have seen better days. One day my son decided to clean up his paint mess. So now this
these
is
are
a rag.
Bar rags, aren't they? Are these the bar rags?
Yeah, these are the bar ones, so you can get these by a big pack at Walmart for, I think it's 10 for like $2.50 or something, and I used them as dish towels for a while, and then they just got too nasty.
As the diapers.
Yeah, these are pretty good too. So then you can see here is my pile of another cut up t-shirt. So I just keep piles of these in my rag drawer, and I just use them for all my cleaning, and then if I need to throw away for grease or that kind of thing. Then I have bigger towels, and this is Mom's towel from like literally 25 years ago.
Oh no, it's 40 years old.
Is this
because,
40 years
yes,
old?
it's 40
now?
years
So,
old.
this dumb towel, I remember taking a bath with this towel.
See?
But they made them so well back then, and I am still using it. And you can
And
see.
it's barely frayed, just a little bit here, and you've used it as a rag.
And I use it all the time for mopping up, stuff that's been dumped all the time, and washing the car, drying the car, that kind of thing. This is one of the best towels. And then this one here, my son decided to be the Charlie Brown ghost for Halloween. So I found this sheet, and we cut all these holes in it for the Charlie Brown. Well, then I decided to keep it, and that's where I started cutting off hunks here for my rags. So I'm just going to cut off pieces as I need it. And as I need more, I'll just keep cutting off pieces. But this is just a sheet. It's 100% cotton. So it's really absorbent, and it's really soft. It must be an older sheet because it's really, really soft.
And one thing you don't have here, but I use flannel a lot.
Yeah.
If I wear out a pair of flannel pajamas, those are real nice to cut. I just start down the leg, and I cut up the leg and then cut them down smaller. Then I take the elastic band from around the waist, and I use it to tie things together with. And then, of course, I take all the buttons off, if there's any trim on them, and then I start cutting the sleeves, the front and the back, cut them.
Yeah.
So flannel works really nice, too.
So that is our tutorial on how to save on paper towels. And it's really not a hard thing to do at all. I mean, we sit and cut up rags when we're watching TV, so we're not spending hours doing this. And it took us longer for the video, but it maybe takes 2 minutes to cut up a t-shirt. It's really not that big of a deal.
For any of you that are sewers out there, I keep my rags that need to be cut down by my cutting mat and where my rotary cutter is. And then it goes even faster when I use that. I just take the rotary cutter and chop them up compared to the scissors. But you can do either one. So.
Yeah. So that's how Mom uses 1 roll of paper towels a year, and I use 6 rolls of paper towels a year. And that's our tutorial on how to use rags. So go and start cutting up those old t-shirts. One point I forgot to make is you need to add up how many paper towels you're using. If you use 3 rolls of paper towels per week, that's $360 a year that you would save if you started using rags instead of paper towels. So it really adds up. I mean, what could you buy with $360? I could buy a new stove for that, or that's a payment on a car for 1 month. So that's a really good way to save, is just by spending a few minutes cutting up some rags.